Well, what was crazy was during 2020, during a worldwide pandemic, when everything was shut down, I lived in 4 cities and had 3 jobs. Like I was drive time sports radio in Shreveport, Bossier City, Louisiana from like December of 2015 to March of 2020. And the week of COVID, I got hit with, y'all are part of the radio business, the old station reformat change. And my sports show was doing well, but nothing else in that station was bringing in money. So they called me in and let me go. And I wasn't even that mad because I thought I'd done everything in that market I could over 4 years. And I have good ties with ESPN Baton Rouge, the LSU flagship. I've been going on as their college football gambling picks guy with T-Bob Abear, and they're off the bench for years. So I was hoping I'd get hired there. Well, they offered me a job, and then the next day there's a hiring freeze when the world shuts down on March 12th for COVID.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, well, but I was thinking about rationally. I'm like, if they were trying to hire me then before football, I think they'll try to hire me again. So I just played poker for 3 months in Oxford. I moved from Shreveport to Oxford, just chill in Oxford, Mississippi, playing online poker for a few months. Get hired by ESPN Baton Rouge in early July. And I'm going to be honest, that was a job I wanted. You know, I was grinding single A in Bossier, whatever. And ESPN Baton Rouge, they do a great job down there. And I was really pumped to have that job. I was like, hopefully I get to work here 3 to 5 years. And then in October, so the Ole Miss-Kentucky game, which was October 2nd or 3rd of 2020, it's an overtime, and it was Lane Kiffin's first SEC win. Kentucky's kicker misses an extra point in overtime, and then Matt Corral hits Elijah Moore for a touchdown. Ole Miss makes the extra point. I did a little post-game video of just me yelling the hottie toddy cheer at Lane Kiffin on the TV. I mean, I was hyped up. I'm a pretty fiery guy, but, you know, also just for fun. And I don't think anything of it. And that night, whatever goes through, and T-Bob Abear retweets it. Some of the Barstool guys are following it. The next morning, I'm driving to Natchez with Rohan Davey, the old LSU quarterback. We had an ESPN Sunday morning NFL show.
So random. You and Rohan Davey.
Rohan. Y'all got to get Rohan on the show.
Okay. I'd love to.
He's unreal.
But just because you and Rohan are driving to Natchez, Mississippi.
Yep.
All right.
To do NFL Sunday show.
Completely random.
My phone goes off like a nuclear bomb. And Dave Portnoy quote tweets my video and just says, SEC football hits different. It's me just yelling at Lane Kiffin, the hottie toddy. And I'm just like, okay, that's interesting. Then Dave Portnoy follows me on Twitter. And I'm like, wow, something's going on here. And he DMs me and he said, is that you in the video? And I said, damn right, that's me. And he said, we're ready for you to come work for us at Barstool Sports. It's that quick.
So you
interview,
nothing. You never met him or anything.
No,
he just offers you a job.
Just offered me a job.
On the road to Natchez.
Yeah, on the road to Natchez. And I said, all right, I'm in. And then I later found out, so LSU, pardon my take, Big Cat and them, the number one sports podcast,
right.
So I did a lot with LSU in 2019 when they won the title with Coach O. And Big Cat actually called the LSU SID, Michael Bonnet, Derek Panamsky, O's right-hand man, and T-Bob for references on me is what happened that night. And they were all like, oh, yeah, like this will be great. And Dave called me off the job. I remember I pick up the phone. I'm just standing on the bluffs in Natchez by the river. Said hello. And the first thing Dave Portnoy says to me is, your voice sounds exactly how I hoped it would. I got a southern drawl. You know?
I've noticed,
yeah. I got that Mississippi Delta, like North Louisiana Delta drawl. And
who the hell am I talking to?
No, and he's like, listen, I don't know everything about life, but I'm good about finding talent, and you're my guy. And I'm just like, what is going on here? But he said, we don't, you can either stay south or you can move to New York. We'll pay you more if you move to New York. And for a day or two, I was like, oh, man, I could keep this and still live in the South. And I was like, wait. I didn't grind for 4 years in Bossier and go back to school and everything I've done not to just, this is my huge opportunity. I'd spent one night in my entire life in New York in fall of 2011. I was like, screw it, I'm moving up there. I'm a single dude in my late 30s, whatever, nothing to lose. And so I moved up to New York Halloween of 2020, and I've been up there since. I've been up there about 18 months.